So if you are out picking up food, drink, merchandise, chatting, might want to consider making your way back to the arena.
That's right. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks, grab a wheel from the Dairyland Dolls. If you're interested in supporting our Dairyland Dolls, they'll be doing a wheel toss where you can buy one wheel for $3 or you can get two for $5. You can win a gift basket, and all of the funds go to the Dairyland Dolls, who just got back from skating in Jacksonville, Florida. And they will be going to skate against Chicago in May. And now back to the action with the Mad Wreckin Dolls here.
Yeah, it looks like we have Tenacious D lining up to jam for the Rumblebees. She'll be jamming against Black Velvet for the Black and Bluebirds.
And the jam begins. Both jammers fighting their way through the pack. Both jammers getting out of the pack, but it looks like Tenacious D is lead jammer for the Rumblebees. She's followed right on her tails by Black Velvet of the Black and Bluebirds.
Yeah, both jammers working their way through the pack. Black Velvet almost making it through. Oh, she gets through the front of the pack just as Tenacious D calls that jam off.
Both teams scoring 4 points. So good call off by Tenacious D. Nice fight by Black Velvet, scoring all 4 points. So both jammers kind of come out even there.
Yep. Still sitting at a 1 point difference between these two teams, rather.
Let's cheer on your favorite skaters, audience. Cheering on the Rumblebees out there. You'll be seeing Arch Enema jamming for the Rumblebees in yellow, and Supernova jamming for the Black and Bluebirds.
Well, it looks like Supernova is going to break through and take lead jam for the Black and Bluebirds.
Arch Enema through the pack. And it looks like both jammers kind of about a half a track distance between them. Supernova making her way through the pack. And she calls off the jam with 4 points for the Black and Bluebirds, bringing their lead to 124 against the Rumblebees, 121. Another lead change, folks. Back and forth, I think, is what we're going to be seeing a lot this second half of the bout.
Yeah, very, very close bout happening between these two teams. Seems like they're well matched.
They sure are.
Looks like we have character Actress jamming for the Rumblebees up against Jenny Knoxville for the Black and Bluebirds.
And Jenny Knoxville taken to the outside and recycled around to the back of the pack.
Yeah, it looks like that was
by Pinky the Glitterator. Yep.
Oh,
Character Actress being released from the pack. That was too far out that those jammers were blocking her. So both of those jammers from the Black and Bluebells will be headed to the penalty box for blocking out of the engagement zone. Character Actress, meanwhile, lead jam for the Rumblebees. She gets her points and calls that jam off, bringing the Rumblebees up to 125. Black and Bluebirds at 124.
Yeah, so that is another lead change. Something tells me we're going to see a few more of those over the next 27 minutes.
And we've got our first shout out of the night. Our first shout out goes to Squeaky Fromage. You da best. And Squeaky Fromage, she is skating for the Rumblebees tonight.
That does not look like she's on the track right now. We do have Sylvia Rath, though. She's on the track. She's jamming for the Rumblebees, having just taken lead jam. Looks like she's jamming up against Toast for the Black and Bluebirds, who has actually just been sent out on a track cut penalty.
And Toast heading to the penalty box just as two of her blockers return from the Monkey Bar Gym penalty box back to the track. Sylvia Rath out on the track. She is the lead jammer and And she is also the only jammer out there, making this a power jam for the Rumblebees. Sylvia Rath coming up against a moving pack there. She gets right through a Minia Madison Grand Slam. I think that's her second of this jam.
And it looks like the Black and Bluebirds jammer Toast has been released from the penalty box. She's working her way through the pack.
Sylvia Rath through the pack again for a Minia Madison Grand Slam and another 5 points for the Rumblebees.
Well, looks like Toast is going to get by June Hatchet, getting her way out of the pack.
And that's just her lead pass, though, for her first pass through the pack, so it's not a point scoring pass. And Sylvia Rath calls that jam off before the Black and Bluebirds can take any points. She gets one more point, that pass, bringing the Rumblebees to 146 against the Black and Bluebirds 124.
Well, Rumblebees slowly starting to pull out into the lead here. We'll see what the Black and Bluebirds can do to push them back down.
That's right. It's been back and forth all night tonight. Jamming for the Black and Bluebirds tonight here right now in this jam. We have Black Velvet, and for the Rumblebees, One Hit Wanda. Black Velvet out of the pack and lead jammer for the Black and Bluebirds. She's around the track fast and fighting her way back through the pack and against a wall of Rumblebees. She gets past Jandu Snark and through the pack, but it looks like One Hit Wanda also around the track and through the pack. 4 points for each team.
Yeah, looks like Black Velvet's going to try to make one more scoring pass at least here. Working her way past the Rumblebees blockers. She does pick up another 4 points.
And she calls the jam, but it looks like One Hit Wanda snuck her way through the back of the pack there and also scored 4 points. So both teams 8 points during that jam. That brings the Rumblebees to 154, the Black and Bluebirds at 132. And lining up on the Plan B jammer line for the Black and Bluebirds, we have Slyanide, number 270. Up against number 50 for the Rumblebees, that's Hoppa Howley. Both jammers take off, fighting past the blockers on the opposing team. It looks like the Black and Bluebirds taking Hoppa Howley to the inside, forcing her to recycle back to the back of the pack.
And she just tried again to sneak around the inside, almost made it. Slipped out of bounds, though, ended up having to get recycled to the back again.
Slyanide also getting taken to the inside. That inside line, so nice for the jammers to try to sneak by on, but so easy for the blockers if they have a good wall to knock you to the inside and then take you back around. Oh, big hit by Supernova for the Black and Bluebirds on Gemma Hoppa Howley for the Rumblebees.
Yeah, it looks like Slyanide has broken through and taken lead jammer for the Black and Bluebirds. However, she is still back in the pack, so she is not on a scoring pass now. And it looks like Hoppa Howley did pick up a track cut and will be spending 30 seconds in the Monkey Bar Gym penalty box.
That's right. Neither jammer has emerged from that first pack pass. So although Slyanide is lead jammer, she is still stuck in the pack. The Rumblebee's doing a good job of when she gets to the front of that pack, knocking her to either the outside or the inside and making her go all the way to the back of the pack.
Yeah, it looks like Slyanide was knocked out of bounds by Tenacious D there, who took her way to the back of the pack. So she had to enter in behind the blocker that knocked her out of bounds. Looks like she was going to call off the jam after having to come back in so far.
And that jam ends. No points scored for either of the teams there on that jam.
Looks like we do have a timeout called by the Rumblebees.
And this will give me some time to announce our second shout out of the evening.
Ooh, fantastic.
I've got a shout out here. It says, do you want to support girls in music? Help fund an awesome documentary about Girls Rock Camp Madison. Go to Kickstarter.com and search Take the Stage to learn more. The Kickstarter ends May 4th. Please consider donating to this amazing project, Girls Rock Camp Madison, because girls rock. You can get your shout out read too. Head on over to the merch table. There's a little red box there and all of the donations for shout outs go to our About charity of the night tonight. That's Community Shares of Wisconsin.
All right, looks like that timeout has ended. We're getting ready to start the next jam here. Skater's getting a little eager. I'd be excited too.
That's right.
I want the jam to start. And here it goes.
And they're all at the ready, jamming for the Black and Bluebirds. We have Urgent Scare, number 911. She is the lead jammer. Hoppa Howley jamming for the Rumblebees, and she is just being released from the Monkey Bar Gym penalty box. She comes in, and it looks like there is a Star Pass. That'll be a WORT Back Porch Radio in Madison Star Pass. That Star Pass was from Hoppa Howley to Cannonball Z of the Rumblebees. Cannonball Z now jamming up against Urgent Scare. Urgent Scare making her way past all the jammers in the pack, but she's swept by Cannonball Z there, just kind of shoots right past her.
Yeah. With a nice assist on Urgent Scare by Off Me Rocker, helping her get through that pack. Cannonball Z still just kind of shot past her.
As cannonballs sometimes do. And that'll bring the Rumblebees to 158, the Black and Bluebirds to 141. Still anybody's game here with 20 minutes left in the second period of this bout. Jamming for the Black and Bluebirds. On the line, we've got Kel Fire Warrior. For the Rumblebees, jamming is Dr. Swatson. But I don't think that Dr. Swatson is on the track. So Cannonball Z here, I think, yeah. I see. Cannonball Z has been sent to the penalty box at the end of that last jam. It happened so fast I didn't see it.
Wow, I missed that one too.
That means Kelfire Warrior is the lead jammer for the Black and Bluebirds. This also gives the Black and Bluebirds a power jam with Kelfire Warrior, the only jammer on the track.
So it looks like Cannonball Z has just been released to the track. Wasting no time to get to the front of the pack. She does get knocked out of bounds. Have to come back in behind Toast.
Kelfire Warrior also knocked to the outside by Jean Du Snark and had to enter the pack behind the Rumblebees. Cannonball Z through the pack, but not lead jammer. And both jammers in the pack now trying to get by and get some points. The jam is called, but not before Cannonball Z gets four more points for the Rumblebees. That brings their total to 162. Black and Bluebirds at 143.
Looks like lining up on the Plan B jammer line for this jam, we have Dr. Swatson jamming for the Rumblebees. She'll be jamming against, looks like Black Velvet against the Black and Bluebirds. Whistle blows, jam begins. Looks like Dr. Swatson trying to take
trying to take the outside there, and Black Velvet sneaks her way to the inside of the track, getting through and getting lead jammer status for the Black and Bluebirds. That's Black Velvet. She hits the pack, gets a little bit of resistance from Tenacious D, but right past her for 4 points. And she just speeds her way around the track again. No looking to see if she wants to call that jam off. She wants to get more points. Bring the Black and Bluebirds
Ooh, looks
Back
like
up on top here.
looks like Dr. Swatson took a little bit of a tumble with Maggie there.
And Black Velvet fighting her way past the Rumblebees up in the front of the pack. She gets a Madison grand slam as she gets through the pack, passing all 4 blockers as well as the Rumblebees jammer. And she does it again, folks. Back through the pack and with 4 more points for the Black and Bluebirds. Black Velvet looks like she's signaling one more pass through. Fights her way up. She's held to the outside by Tenacious D. Tenacious D has to give up after she's taken out of the land of engagement quite a ways there, and Black Velvet calls that jam off, bringing the Black and Bluebirds to 160. The Rumblebees at 166.
Yeah, looks like we've got about just over 16 minutes left in the half. Still a very, very close game.
That's right. And the Black and Bluebirds are at 162, excuse me. The score was updated. So just a 4-point game between these two teams. And a power jam like that can change the course of who's in the lead from jam to jam. We've got Supernova jamming for the Black and Bluebirds. She makes her way through, and she is lead jammer.
Yeah, it looks like Dr. Swatson was released from the penalty box and passed her star on to Crystal Ice. So that was a Wart Back Porch Radio in Madison star pass.
WORT, Back Porch Radio in Madison. Tune in any time of the day or night to hear great alternative music, news, and public affairs programming. Supernova doing a great job jamming for the Black and Bluebirds. As lead jammer, she sees not Dr. Swatson, who was that? Past 232.
Oh.
Crystal Ice. She sees Crystal Ice coming to the back of the pack and decides to call that jam off.
All right, lining up on the Plan B jammer line for this jam. We'll have Arch Enema jamming for the Rumblebees, up against Urgent Scare for the Black and Bluebirds.
Arch Enema takes off, knocks her way past Jenny Knoxville. Oh, but Arch Enema is called on a back block. It looks like he'll be sent to the penalty box, the Monkey Bar Gym penalty box.
That does allow Urgent Scare and the Black and Bluebirds to take lead jam. Doing her best to take advantage of this power jam. The Rumblebees defense doing their best to keep her back.
And Urgent Scare sneaking right past that wall with one skate on the ground along the outside. Sneaks by on the inside and gets 5 points and a Madison grand slam. That brings the Black and Bluebirds up to 171, just a 1-point game here. And Urgent Scare back around, going through the pack there.
It looks like Arch Enema has been released from the penalty box. He's going to break through the pack. However, he did go out on a penalty before finishing his scoring pass, so this will now be Arch Enema and the Rumblebees scoring pass if the jam weren't called off.
Urgent Scare calls off that jam. And that brings the Black and Bluebirds in the lead, with Urgent Scare scoring another few points at the end of that jam, bringing their score to 175 for the Black and Bluebirds, 172 for the Rumblebees. Just 13 minutes left in this second period of the Mad Wreckin' Dolls bout. Let's hear it for both teams out there, folks. And Jean Du Snark jamming for the Rumblebees, trying to make her way through the inside. She has to go back around a little bit, but then makes her way through. She's jamming up against Toast for the Black and Bluebirds. Looks like Toast was sent to the penalty box for a back block. That means Jean Du Snark she has a power jam.
Yep, picking up another.
She is not lead jam, however. Oh. That just means she cannot call the jam off. She's got to just keep skating until the 2 minutes.
Yep. And of
have
course, since
expired.
the lead jammer has gone to the penalty box, they then lose the ability to call off the jam. So this jam will go for the full 2 minutes.
That gives Jean Dusnark 2 minutes to try and make her way through this pack as many times as she can to get some points for the Rumblebees. Already through once, making her way through twice.
It looks like
she wanted to call that jam off, but realized there's no lead jammer. So both jammers skating their way to the pack now.
Yep, Toast has been released and is working on scoring as many points as she can before this jam ends.
And looks like both jammers trying to make their way through. Toast gets through the pack with 4 points scored for the Black and Bluebirds. Jean Dusnark being recycled to the back of the pack by the Black and Bluebirds as well.
Looks like Toast broke through for another Mini of Madison Grand Slam, picking up 5 points for the Black and Bluebirds.
And with just 12 more seconds left in this jam, Jean Dusnark trying to get her way past that last blocker on the track. She does so as Toast comes around the track and through the pack again, scoring another 4 points. The whistle blows, 2 minutes are up, and that brings the Black and Bluebirds to 188, the Rumblebees 186.
Yeah, with only 10 minutes remaining in this half, it's going to be a very, very close game, Dolly.
That is correct. Both teams pretty evenly matched here, Rich. Both teams consisting of great women here that are skating against one another in practices. This is one of the few times they get to actually come out here and perform for all of you. So let's hear it for them. Out there for the Rumblebees with lead jammer, we've got Tenacious D.
Looks like she is jamming against Diaphragm for the Black and Bluebirds. Diaphragm being held back by a wall of yellow here. Looks like
and as Diaphragm is, blocked by the Rumblebees, we've got Tenacious D jamming her way around for a Mini Madison Grand Slam. 5 points for the Rumblebees. Another pass through the pack. Another 5 points and Mini Madison Grand Slam for Tenacious D and the Rumblebees.
Yeah, it looks like that jam's going to be called off just as Diaphragm was getting to the pack there to start a scoring pass. She did end up picking up 2 points right before the jam was called off. Rocking and rolling out there.
And that brings the Black and Bluebirds to 190 points. The Rumblebees moved up to 201 points there on that last jam. And jamming now on the Plan B jammer line for the Black and Bluebirds, we've got Supernova. She'll be going up against One Hit Wanda. One Hit Wanda jamming for the Rumblebees. One Hit Wanda out and lead jam for the Rumblebees. She's already back and around the track.
Yeah,
making her way through a 4-point scoring pass.
Yeah, definitely looking to try to further out their lead ahead of the Black and Bluebirds. However, One Hit Wanda did get recycled back to the back of the pack by, it looked like that was Supernova.
Supernova out of the pack. She's jamming for the Black and Bluebirds. That was Megalomaniac. It's all right, Rich. We haven't gotten to announce for these wonderful Mad Wreckin dolls that much, so we are kind of getting them a little bit confused with their numbers and how they all look alike with those helmets on.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, it looks like a lining up on the Plan B jammer line for this jam. We have Crystal Ice jamming for the Rumblebees in yellow. She'll be jamming against Jenny Knoxville for the Black and Bluebirds in the blue.
Jenny Knoxville playing a little bit of a defense there, getting around to the outside and through first. She is lead jammer, but right on her heels is Crystal Ice for the Rumblebees. Both jammers around the track Jenny Knoxville calls it off as she hits the track before either team can score any points.
Have a quick announcement here. We have a lost credit card. The believe this belongs to Mary Ann Thurbin. If you are missing your credit card and your name is Mary Ann, please return to the box office. Oh no.
And back on the jammer line, we've got some action there by the Rumblebees jammer. She just knocked down the Black and Bluebirds jammer, Cyanide, to the outside.
Yeah, it looks like that was Sylvia Rath jamming for the Rumblebees.
Cyanide felt a little bit of her wrath.
Indeed, she did.
But it looks like Cyanide made her way to the front of the pack and out of the pack first, so she is lead jammer for the Black and Bluebirds.
Looks like a lot of the Black and Bluebirds blockers are in the penalty box right now. In fact, only the pivot, Black Velvet, was out there. No, that is not true at all.
Starting off that jam, maybe. It looks like they were joined. But that jam ended pretty quickly there. And we'll line up another group of blockers for the Rumblebees and the Black and Bluebirds on the Plan B jammer line.
Things are starting to come down to the wire here. We are just under 6 minutes remaining in the half with the Rumblebees at 2:08, with the Black and Bluebirds trailing at 194. Looking back at the action here, we have Cannonball Z jamming for the Rumblebees. She's up against Off Me Rocker with the Black and Bluebirds.
And Cannonball Z, right as she heads into the pack, a few people get knocked down there, but they all get up. Cannonball Z gets lead jam, followed closely by Off Me Rocker. She decides to call that jam off. Smart move by Cannonball Z as the Rumblebees are in the lead. They just don't want to change the score on that scoreboard right now. So if they get lead jam, calling it off right away, not a bad idea.
Especially if the opposing jammer is already out of the pack and hot on your heels.
Exactly. Up on the jammer line for the Black and Bluebirds, we've got Black Velvet jamming up against Dr. Swatson for the Rumblebees. Dr. Swatson taken to the inside, knocked down. Black Velvet trying to fight her way around to the outside, knocked down to the inside as well and recycled to the back of the pack. Now it looks like Dr. Swatson fighting her way up through the front of the pack. And she's through. She's lead jam for the Rumblebees. Your lead jammer is Dr. Swatson. And Dr. Swatson calls that jam off because Black Velvet hot on her heels, ready to score some points.
Yes, indeed.
And they're just wasting time right now. The Rumblebees using the time wisely there by getting lead jam and then calling that jam off.
Yeah, we'll see if Toast and the Black and Bluebirds can break through first to take lead jam for this one and take a little bit more control over the last part of this bout.
And Toast will be jamming up against Character Hacktress, number 4 for the Rumblebees.
Looks like Character Hacktress is going to come through and take lead jam for the Rumblebees.
Character Hacktress looking like she's just running out there, swinging her arms. Toast through the pack, not lead jam. Making her way around the track though, but not before Character Hacktress gets through the pack for 2 points, calls it off after she gets by 3 skaters, and 3 more points for the Rumblebees. Rumblebees lead 211 points to the Black and Bluebirds 194, 3 minutes left. It's anybody's game. Let's hear it for both teams.
All right, looking down at the Plan B jammer line, we have Off Me Rocker jamming for the Black and Bluebirds. She'll be jamming against One Hit Wanda for the Rumblebees. Looks like Off Me Rocker is broken through to take lead jam for the Black and Bluebirds.
And One Hit Wanda falls down but gets right back up at the front of the pack. Oh, she looks like she is called off of the track for a penalty.
Yep, that was a low block penalty, it looked like.
A low block penalty sending her to the track. But meanwhile, Off Me Rocker coming around. She's knocked to the outside by June Hatchet, but it looked like that was an illegal block by June Hatchet. She's sent to the penalty box. Meanwhile, Off Me Rocker and the Black and Bluebirds taking a couple Minnie and Madison grand slams.
Yep.
And just kind of slowing that pack down.
Now she's going to sneak around on the outside again to pick up another 5 points.
Nice job by Off Me Rocker, jamming for the Black and Bluebirds.
And just like that, the Black and Bluebirds are just trailing by 2 points with 2 minutes remaining in the bout.
That was an amazing jam, just what the Black and Bluebirds needed.
Indeed.
Rumblebee's jammer went to the box, and the Black and Bluebirds, Off Me Rocker, just racking up those Minnie and Madison grand slams, bringing them within 2 points, and just a minute and a half in this bout. Blue.
Oh, looks like something happened.
Not
send
sure what happened, but
the Black and Bluebirds jammer off to the penalty box. Looks like it was a misconduct call.
Oh.
So that does allow Pinky the Glitterator, or jammer from the Rumblebees, to break out and take lead jam. She's going to be coming around the back of the pack, working on making her scoring pass. Sneaks around for the most part on the outside. Meets with a little bit of resistance at the end, but does break through to pick up a Minnie of Madison grand slam.
And Pinky the Glitterator calling that jam off quickly before any more time expires. Bringing the Rumblebees up to 216. Black and Bluebirds at 209. And it looks like we'll have enough time for one more jam, folks.
Yep, and one thing to keep in mind is that once the game clock ends, which it will end in about 25 seconds, unless a timeout is called. It looks like we will have a timeout, but that does mean like once that 26-second timer ends, we will still continue with the action until the jam clock ends or the jam is called off. So that of course is up to the discretion of whoever takes lead jam.
That's right. Black and Bluebirds looking for lead jam this jam so that they can get the lead and take over the Rumblebees. It could happen in this jam, anybody's game. And we've been seeing jams where more than just 15 points are scored in that jam. And the whistle blows. We've got Arch Enema jamming for the Rumblebees up against Black Velvet for the Black and Bluebirds.
Looks like Black Velvet does take lead jam for the Black and Bluebirds. This is their chance to come back and take this game. Let's hear it for both of these teams.
Arch Enema through the pack. He does not have lead jam, but is racing around.
Looks like Black Velvet going to go through, pick up another 4 points. Black and Bluebirds defense still doing a good job of keeping Arch Enema back. He has not broken through to begin a scoring pass yet. And of course, as I say that,
as that happens, 4 more points for the Rumblebees. Yep. But it looks like Black Velvet is on her second scoring pass. She's fighting her way past Jean-Du Snark and Tenacious D. Arch Enema trying to get past the Black and Bluebirds blockers. And we've got Maggie out there and Megalomaniac, Urgent Scare, and Jenny Knoxville all trying to hold her back while Black Velvet makes her way through for a Minnie of Madison grand slam and 5 points for the Black and Bluebirds. Arch Enema through as well, and who knows whose game it is right now. But that is going to be the end of that jam. Officials will be reviewing the score to make sure. We've got the Rumblebees at 224, the Black and Bluebirds at 222. A great game played by both teams. And although it says final score up there, we will double check and make sure that the score is correct.
That was just a fantastic bout. Really well done by both teams.
Great last jam, too. Just so much excitement. And it looks like that is the final score, folks. The Black and Bluebirds just shy of the win. That means the Rumblebees will take this game and are your winners. Let's hear it for the Rumblebees with 224 points, winning this Mad Wreckin' Dolls bout. Let's hear it also for the Black and Bluebirds playing their hearts out there.
Yeah, really just an absolutely stellar job by both of these teams.
Great job by both teams. It was great to see the Mad Wreckin' Dolls out there who have sometimes done our demos. Great to see some old familiar faces like Cannonball Z and Jenny Knoxville of the Quad Squad. Great to see some of the skaters that you also see out there skating for the Mad Rollin Dolls, like Jean Dusnark, Whiskey and Choke out there as well. Some of the bench staff from our Mad Rollin Dolls out there skating as well.
Would like to take a moment to remind you guys that during the Quad Squad's bout, if you head out to their table, just out in the meeting area, and if you can tell them at least one of the names of one of the Quad Squad alumni that skated in this bout that you just watched, you can have a chance to win free tickets to our next bout. So that'll be happening
coming up at the end of the next bout.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, Rich, we've also got both the Quad Squad doing this little ticket giveaway as well as